This is our second to last video for my summer vacation, as it were, and this is our last Capp. We're doing Miranda Capp today. I'm glad that I saved her for last. I mostly did because her family, which is Goneril Capp's branch of the Capp family, doesn't actually start in a house. They start off in the sim bin, and it really bothers me, especially because there's two kind of larger manors that clearly Goneril and Reagan should be living in, and they're not, and I don't understand why. So I just kind of cheated. I tossed Goneril in one. Obviously I didn't toss Reagan in the other because this neighborhood's not meant for playing. But yeah, I just kind of picked a room and decided that was going to be Miranda's, but of course this meant I didn't have like a bedroom to even base anything that I was doing off of. It was strictly based on her description and just kind of whatever I could think of. And obviously like her appearance and things lended some help. She's actually a pretty interesting sim, and I'm glad that I saved her for last, just because it was having this kind of freeform build it was a little bit freeing, freeform, free, whatever. I enjoyed it. That's the point that I'm making here. So before I really kind of researched into anything, I just remembered she was like in a mod outfit. She had like the classic tiger striped hair. She had cool sunglasses. She just gave me really kind of 60s counterculture vibes. I also thought it'd be funny if she had a Tamagotchi, because I'd seen those while on a previous downloading spree, and I was like, someone has to have one. Like, obviously it's gonna be Miranda. I also really wanted her to have a penis-shaped pillow, and I could not find one, and I was not going to go on the websites because I don't want to end up on a list. I'm sure one exists on specific Sims websites, but no, I don't want to end up in lists, files. No, not searching it. I'm not doing it. Not even for Miranda Capp. Sorry, Miranda. So yeah, I was just kind of scrolling through the catalog, not really sure, and then what really started to shape this room is I remembered I have this avocado kind of egg chair, and it was perfect. Like, it was perfect, and that really, I built the whole room and the whole idea of the room around that avocado chair. Whole thing. That's not to say the whole room is avocados. It's just quirky and odd and offbeat. Like, it's unusual, and it's that egg-shaped kind of chair. It reminds me of the 60s. I don't necessarily think that was a 60s chair shape. I could be wrong. I'm not super knowledgeable when it comes to 60s chairs, but it gave me that feeling. So I was like, okay, let's kind of see where we're going. I hadn't quite decided here yet, but I kept looking at it, and I had it in mind. But Miranda Capp's description is that she's cynical and rebellious, and she wants out of her parents' crowded house because she's got a ton of siblings. And then, could that explain her sudden interest in Mercutio? Which I forgot she was supposed to have an interest in Mercutio. Like, that didn't... I knew that Hermia did, but I did not know about Miranda, so I was like, huh. So, you know, maybe she's interested in him, not necessarily because of who he is, but because she's just rebelling and just mad at the world kind of thing. So I took it as, like, she definitely wants to not just get out of her family home, but she wants to get away from the Capps. She wants to get out of Veronaville. That is her goal. So I figured, you know, she wants to travel. Maybe she wants to go live in Sulani, something like that. So I started kind of grabbing vacation theme type items. I definitely wanted some 60s inspiration, some odd inspiration. I figured she was the type to do yoga. I did download yoga mats for her, but I couldn't find them in the catalog. I'm sure I just skipped over it because I got a lot of CC. So they don't end up in the room, but she clearly, she's a yogi. And yeah, and the last note that I have is she's really political. She's gonna fight you and you and you and you. Which I think is cute. And so now I'm just kind of building the room. I actually had a hard time picking the bed. I wasn't sure if I wanted to give her a double bed because she's a romance sim, and I do try to give them double beds, or if I was just like, you know what, no, you're getting a single bed. Your room is bigger so far than everybody else's, but you're still getting a single bed. I like that cabinet, but with the space knob, it just doesn't work for most rooms. And yeah, I'm kind of just a little surprised this project's almost over. I've put a lot of effort into it. I've said it in a couple other ones now, but yeah, I put a lot of time into it, and it's going to be kind of sad, a little bit bittersweet, but I'm already thinking about, next projects, things that I want to do. I've been toying with the idea of like a modern build challenge. I start to do them, and I get sick of them though, and I know that I do, so it would not be for any specific neighborhood. It would just be a build challenge to build. But I also really want to try a medieval charter challenge. I'm stuck on it. I've started researching it today, and I'm like, and I can do my own spin on it. I've also thought about I created a challenge a couple years ago now called the Royal Aspirations Challenge, because it kind of bothered me that, like, whenever you start, like, the Royal Kingdom Challenge, or the MCC, or the Warwickshire Challenge, like, the Sims just automatically, they get the role that, somebody's a king, somebody's a peasant, and they didn't have to really work for it. It bothered me a little bit, so it's like a pre-challenge for those. Essentially, you play through university, and Sims can earn different points, different things, and the person who earns the most points gets to become, like, royalty, and then levels of nobility, merchants, things like that. It's a fun challenge. I've played it twice though, and my problem is once I'm done playing the challenge, I'm supposed to build the neighborhood where everybody's at, and that's where I get lost. It's like, I don't want to build the neighborhood. So I have debated maybe stalling for time, playing the Royal Aspiration Challenge, because part of what I love about that challenge is I almost always play it CC free when I'm playing them through university. And then, obviously, the idea is once everything's decided, I move them into a fresh, clean neighborhood, and then they get the CC befitting their class. So it would be a very fast loading kind of neighborhood, which I could get behind. But I've also thought about, if I did it again, changing it up a bit and maybe using the sun and moon objects, maybe not even having them, I don't know, just changing it up a bit. It could be interesting, because then that would stall for time while I decided what I wanted to do with the end result kind of thing, because it would be some sort of medieval challenge no matter what it was. Because I have a lot of Sims too that are just sitting in Body Shop. I know people have asked me before, why don't you put your Sims up for download? Well, honestly, it's a CC thing. I'm always worried about including the right meshes for, like, clothing or hair, and, like, what I'm allowed to share, what, creators are cool with. I know Sims 2 is an old game now, so most creators kind of don't care, but I don't like to step on toes, so that's a lot of times why I don't. If people ask me to, I will share them, but yeah, that's usually the reason why I don't. But I could use them in this challenge, which would be fun. I know I'm not talking about Miranda very much, but that's just because at this point I really didn't have much to go on, and kind of what I've said is really what shaped her room. Like, she was just going to be political, she was going to be, a romance sim, but she definitely wants to go live somewhere tropical. Like, she just wants to get out of Dodge. I decided to go ahead and continue the, everyone in the Capp family plays an instrument kind of thing, because I think God Roll is very, very competitive, and so even though she was not the heir, she would make her children kind of live up to those standards. So she'd make all of them learn an instrument, and Miranda being Miranda, of course she's going to learn the drums. Of course she is. Why would she not? But other than that, I was like, I don't really know what I want to do here. Like, I pulled out, like, ant piles and bookshelves and the synthesizer. Like, I was just really... She was a struggle in many ways, just because I didn't have that base to work with of, like, what she had in her room. And I'm going to say, I'll say it now, she does lose her double bed, because once I got into my groove, I was like, okay, I know what I want to do with her now. And that's when I'm like, I need more space. I do like the mural on the back wall. I just think it looks interesting. It's actually from the game too, it's not custom content, but it suits her. Like, she just wants to get out. She doesn't even really care how she gets out, she just wants to get out. And I can't blame her. I thought about having her share a room as well. I didn't, but I did consider it briefly, like, because then I could do a little bit of Desdemona, because that's who I was going to have her share the room with, either Desdemona or Ariel. But yeah, I just didn't want to complicate it because I know me, I would go way overboard. And this house definitely does not have enough rooms for all the kids, but it's fine. This is not a neighborhood I plan on playing ever. This is just strictly teen bedroom makeovers kind of thing. So I can do this and not have to worry about it. I did like the idea that this is not the house that they were originally in, so I didn't want to give her too many toys. Because I feel like every time you move, like as you're growing up, if you are 6 and you move to another house, like you get rid of your baby toys, and then you move again when you're 13, you get rid of a lot of your toys. Like that's just a thing that happens, whereas if you stay in one place your whole life, you're bound to accumulate more stuff and just not really get rid of it because you don't really have to. So I like the idea that maybe Goneril originally was trying to like make it on her own and didn't, and so then she had to come back to the fold. Goneril's an interesting sim. I do really like her. I enjoy her face as well. She's got a weird one, but it's great. So yeah, this is me trying to now figure out how the heck I'm gonna lay this room out in a way that makes sense. I really wanted to use this dresser, but I was a little bitter that it didn't have the color combinations I wanted. But I ended up going with white. It's fine. Could it be better? Yeah, but it's fine. I realized I was not going to be able to fit a desk in. I was like, ah, no. And yeah, you can see me not panic, but very quickly realize I don't have a lot of space here. Not if I want to include like all these different aspects. Like I really want to include that kind of drum set bookshelf, but like just where am I going to put it? Where am I going to put everything? I'm like, maybe like this, maybe like that. I don't know. I wanted to keep this surf sofa so bad, but again, it didn't have the right colors. And once I kind of realized what I wanted, I was like, okay, no. I also think she likes giraffes, which is why that giraffe chair is there for so long. It ends up getting cut, but I included, I think, a crab, oh my goodness, a giraffe stuffed animal instead. Yeah, this is where I finally was like, you know what, nope, nope. We need to get rid of this bed. It was just too crowded. Like, I just couldn't... Where the heck was everything supposed to go? And I didn't want to get rid of the dresser. I wanted to keep the avocado chair because I was just dead set on it. I wanted to actually keep the giraffe chair too, but it didn't make it. So here's kind of where we're at on the room. I've done a little bit of decorating on it, but I haven't gone further. Also, I'm just going to say now, I accidentally deleted the bead curtains. Or not accidentally, I deleted them, but I always meant to put them back. I did include them in the screenshots for like the final room because I put them back at that point, but I forgot. They were just in the way. But yeah, I like kind of the layout that I ended up settling for with this. You've got the dresser there. You've got kind of like the drums set up in front of political signs because I like the idea that maybe she does like live stream drumming, but like in front of political signs kind of thing. I didn't end up setting a camera in front of it just because there wasn't space, but that's why it's set up that way. And I gave her, of course, had to have the Maryland pillow, had to do it. I can't remember who, the kiss one, I can't remember who actually created that. It's an artist in real life, I don't remember. These pillows, I did struggle with them just because they sit up so high, but then like the pillow behind them, like it's awkward, but when you take screenshots from the right angles, it's fine. I wanted these sushi pillows as well. I do cut the sushi pillows, but I'm very sad about it still. I love this is from Sims 3, I think? That little hanging parrot. Again, just items that look like they came from various vacations, things like that, like from another place. So suitcases, all of the different, like, stuff that we got with the... Oh, gosh. Is it Bon Voyage? I can never remember the names of the expansion packs and which games they belong to anymore. There's just too many. But yeah, essentially that's what I wanted, is the kind of place that is multicultural. And I've got this kind of bookshelf here. I don't think, like, she's necessarily a big reader, but she would have books, like non-fiction books I can see her having. This is where I kept grabbing that stupid curtain. It was driving me nuts. I was getting so mad. But yeah, it takes me a while to kind of get this bookshelf even remotely set up the way that I wanted it to be. I was mad at the tree too. I was just mad at everything at this point. I'm like, why is everything in the way? Yeah, that's where I deleted it. I'm like, I'll delete it, I'll put it back later, and then I forget. Some of these things end up floating a tiny bit, but it's acceptable. There's going to be a little bit of floating with OMSPs, it's just the nature of the game. Just got a little void critter, because I'm obsessed, so I put them everywhere I can. And again, shelves that are all different sizes, so some OMSPs work and some don't. Like, why you gotta be like this? Why can't we just be friends? Why y'all gotta be different heights? I think this is the first time where I've made a new room though where it's not necessarily my favorite, but I still really enjoy it. It's just not my favorite room. Like, I would be hard pressed to actually pick a favorite because I've done a lot of really good ones. Like, this is don't get me wrong, I think this room is really cool. It's not necessarily my favorite just because, I don't know, it's not the type of stuff. I mean, probably Tybalt's is one of my favorites just because I love the dinosaurs, but yeah, they're all good. I just don't have a travel bug, so it's not really my style of room. I'm curious, where do you guys move this particular branch of the family? Do you try to cheat them on the right side of the river, or do you let them live over on the Monty side? And do any of you actually get her with Mercutio, since I clearly forgot that was a thing. Also, I couldn't grab the dang void critter, so I was like, fine, forget it. But yeah, I'm curious what you do with her. What you do with the whole family in general. Like, I like their chaos. I usually let Albany and Goneril just have a million babies because it's funny to me. But I leave her in that, like, red dress that she has. It's iconic. I think I specifically at one point downloaded one with a pregnancy morph, so she was just always in it. Poor Goneril. I'm not very nice to her sometimes. But, like, also those were her life choices, not mine. I just leaned into it. So yeah, now we're doing kind of the dresser top. I was leaving those lamps as a way to, like, fill the slots so I could actually put OMSPs around. But it also was a pain. So I wanted to keep kind of the protest signs. I loved the little soapbox. It made me laugh. And I think the Tamagotchis are the one thing with a weird shadow that I'm just like, I don't even care that it has a weird shadow. I don't care. It's going in this room. She actually gets 2. Because normally if something has a weird shadow, like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm like, nope. Nope. Did not care. Did not care. Could care less that it has a weird shadow because it's a Tamagotchi. I just left that on the base thing because I wasn't really sure what I'd have her even protest against, kind of thing. I was going to try to put that in the bed, but when it wouldn't go in the OMSP, I decided to just kind of do a little bit of a study setup, kind of like I did for Johnny Smith, just in front of the chair. And I like the frog. She's a romance sim, so she probably would kiss a lot of frogs just to get out of her situation. She would do whatever it took. I wanted her to have the caboodle as well. She got a lot of 90s nostalgia things. I'm just now realizing that, but it's fine. It's fine. Tybalt got my love of dinosaurs. She got my 90s nostalgia. It all works out. And then I gave her plants as well, because apparently I just do that with all the Capps now. I blame Juliet. I blame her. I don't even know what kind of plants she grows. Maybe she grows all of them, and she just makes everybody have one. This is where I give up on the sushi pillows. I was very sad. I was like, they're just not gonna fit, are they? I'm kind of just getting rid of a lot of the clutter items because I realized that I wasn't going to have a huge vanity selection, so I didn't want to fill the whole thing with like makeup. Just paring it down. Trying to use different items as well than ones that I've already used, just to make sure that there's a variety. I figured it would make more sense for her too to have like bathroom items in her room, because she has to share a bathroom with so many siblings that she probably does bring her stuff back in her room so that they don't mess with them, because her brother's Hal. Hal probably messes with stuff all the time. Then she has Desdemona, who probably just wants to get into her makeup and wear it. And then Ariel is a baby, so yeah, it makes sense that she would bring everything back into her room to make sure that it was, you know, safe and secure. But I give her a lot of jewelry, like the shell jewelry, these bangles, just stuff that's a little bit different from what I've put in already, but still suits her. She does wear a lot of makeup, like she's got the darker lipstick and the eyeliner and everything, so I wanted there to be a lot of makeup in the room. I also downloaded this barrette and it gives me life. This is like mosquito repellent, but I figured since she wants to travel, like, it was kind of a funny ad there. I guess she could also have the bitten by bugs all the time thing from me if she really, really wants to. Because I get bitten like nobody's business. And people are like, it's not even like mosquito season. Like, there's a season because I just get bit constantly. Doesn't matter the time of year, doesn't matter, nothing. Nope. Eaten alive by spiders too. And I'm allergic to some kind of spider because the bites swell up ginormous, like, grossly. But whatevs. So yeah, I finally deleted the lamps. I kind of wanted to keep this one. I liked it. And she had some green in her room, but not enough. Like, she had the chair and the one plant and those drum bookshelf things, but I just wanted to add a little bit more green. And this is when I realized that there's no MSP under there. It's like, I probably should fix these now. So now it's just a matter of adding finishing touches. It's like I wanted to add some kind of unusual plants. So like this orchid, there's the bonsai, that kind of red looking one. I like the idea that she gets super cold very easily too, because that's also something that I have a problem with. Like, I'm cold constantly, so. And I just downloaded that scarf. I didn't really download it for her, but I wanted to use it, so I was like, you know what? She gets cold easily. Boom. Another character trait. Not all of these, like, make sense. I know that. They're more just, I see something and get inspired, but I still had fun. See, I give her, like, this little zen garden. Like, I don't think she really even cares where she ends up. She just does not want to be here anymore. Yeah, give her a little tiny giraffe. And yeah, in her efforts to not be home, like, she just is really interested in every single other culture out there because she doesn't even know where she'll end up as long as it's not Veronaville. think if she had a choice though, Sulani for sure. Give it a little incense burner. I get rid of most of the desk clutter, I feel like. I did give her a bong. I also think I give her the flask, which I did use in Tybalt's room, but I only have one. Also, those shoes are actually like platform Converse, which are perfect. And then there's like a little hat, which was driving me nuts because it kept wanting to go in that one stupid slot. I'm like, stop it! So I found like large items to fill the slot, because that also helps when you need to move them off later. I wanted her to have the heart plushie too because she's romance sim, so it made sense. I couldn't fit the heater though. Yeah, we're just about done, so let me know what you guys think of her room, if you think that I did her justice, if this is where you usually put this particular branch of the Capp family. I was gonna say your Capp family, but there's a couple of them. And yeah, just let me know what you think, because I'm really curious, especially for this particular one, since I did not have any kind of base level to go off of. I'm curious how you think I did, because I'm happy with it. I think she looks, oh gosh, she looks fantastic. I mean, I guess the room looks fantastic. Also, yes, I did put a do not disturb kind of sign on her door because it's perfect. Yeah, here we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed watching, definitely give this video a like, and I'll see you in the next one.